Why cheap service can be really harmful for your current car condition and why you want to avoid these crappy car mechanics.
Patrick's Garage.
Grab your snack, welcome back. And now I remember this story which was with me and my co-worker when we was on one of these cheapest car care centers. Why it was so happen? Probably just because our bosses prefer to save their money. And this was because of that, because was we worked as a drivers, so we go to this car care center. And first was my friend, and now I probably we want to get maintenance. Uh, he want to replace the coolant, and I want to change oil. I remember that they lifted my car, they lifted his car, and I know that he go away. And on the trip, when he returned to his garage, what happened in the road? And he said that his car boiled. Why? A lot of vapor goes under the hood, and what happens? Just right after they replaced the coolant. And I think that coolant was replaced incorrectly. What was can be happen of this crappy condition? You always want when you replace coolant, you want to check your coolant system, and first you want to check pressure. Pressure, yes, not any another condition. Yes, your horses can be good outside and bad inside, but thing is, pressure. Can this system hold? If the system not holds the pressure, what can be another things? You want to check the coolant system, radiator cap. With valve can be radiator cap, can be expansion tank cap with valve, which holds the pressure inside the system, so system will not boiling. And what can be, I think, why his car was boiled so fast? He not go too much away of this car center. From this car center he go away and his car boiled. Volkswagen, by the way, but this we can't blame Volkswagen for this. Probably these clowns, who knows who working on these cheap car care centers, probably they find them from the street, these mechanics, or from where else. I don't know where they go to this specialist, where they can find this specialist. And I think all my suspicions about what was happened with this car. But he noticed that it boils, and he stopped the car and go away to this car care center. Probably cap lid was not covered. Who knows? Probably this is air was in system in horses. You want to wait until the system work and a certain period of time when you pour the coolant and you want to wait a little bit, so without these bubbles inside air plugs. They say air plugs in the horses in the system. You open the heater when you're replacing this coolant, and probably this work was done not so proper way. Why? He boiled, his car boils, he driving, and he returned. But thing is, they was so cheap, and they must, what we want to replace, which liquids should be replaced in the car, in car maintenance, braking fluid system, braking fluid. But they decided not to replace the brake fluid. They don't want to replace brake fluid. Why they want to replace brake fluid? They want to just writing, yes, we replaced brake fluid on this list, and this is not good, I think. Braking system, yes, braking pads, yes, they replaced brake pads. However, you know why they? Yes, I prefer this parking brake system with cables, without any of these electric motors, like in his Volkswagen, by the way, was this electric motor for emergency parking brake. But was this, and here is this cylinder, one cylinder on brake uh, pads on the rear axle, this cylinder braking the brake pedal works this rear cylinder, and somehow they decided you want to screwing in this piston to the cylinder. When you're replacing with special tool, you want to screwing in this rear. Also, you keep in mind that you need special tools for replacing these cylinders, in which incorporated also handbrake system incorporate to the main braking system. In my old cars, this is drum brake for the parking, and at the same disc caliper for braking, for average braking when you're braking on the pedal, not parking brake. For main brakes, intended disc, but inside this disc, drum for parking, emergency braking system. And thing is that I noticed how here change the oil in my car, bolts. I do not remember, it was Nissan. And he replaced this protective plate under the cover, this under engine, this plastic plate to protect the button, the sump, not to be damaged on the curbs. You don't want to driving and damage that way there. I don't know, this is not interesting for me, this is additional cover, additional crap. But I noticed that not all bolts was present on this protective cover, and even not bolts this mechanic installed back to this protective cover again. More than this, any of them lost somehow. And yes, and I wanted to blabbling with mechanic. This is my addiction to know to get any knowledge, especially for me. I want to asking something, and I asked this mechanic about clutch disc, which brand I want to buy for clutch system. Yes, I bought German made and plate, pressure plate and disc. But interesting thing he said me, this mechanic which messed with my car, and after that I wanted to communicate with this mechanic, and I want to get from this any interesting information which I can use, especially for my cars. And he said me very strange thing. But maybe not always it's so, but he said that, in the factory, where they producing spare parts, a lot of spare parts produced in one factory. But thing is that they glued different stickers for their products and different packages. They packaging to different packages these spare parts, and this mechanic said me that all these parts they made was produced, and now they produce them. Who knows where they produced? But probably in, okay, I don't want to saying about that, but I suppose, and you also know where they produced these spare parts. But thing is that he said me mechanic, he working with the different spare parts, he gets a lot of spare parts during his work, and he said me this interesting thing that absolutely the same spare part he can find in different packages. You know, stickers, absolutely different brands, but they're absolutely the same spare parts. They put absolutely the same spare parts for different packages. And more than this, they can making, especially on this particular spare part, they can writing this brand nothing wrong. But this is will be absolutely the same spare parts. What was really interesting for me. What I can learn from this story, what we can learn from this. We want to say that more better to making this to produce car maintenance by our hands, or at least you want to be present. You want to present at all the process of your car maintenance if you have ability to, but you can asking your friends, at least your granny, probably not a good idea, but will be better to present and see what they doing, because a lot of crooks, and among mechanics, yes, you can find good guys, bad guys. You want to control them if you don't want to messing with by our hands.
Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Click the subscribe button and notifications bell so that way you can be notified as soon as I upload new videos about car repairing.